Okay. Beta. I'm gonna show y'all boys where I'm from, man. I'm from that big boss hog. Boss dog. Can't poke through the door. Hit the talk to the box. Fuck it, that's little. Tough times don't lag. Good people do. Don't off yourself, man. Caught him in the fight like me better. Peak game. 84s on West Wayne. Alright now. So Gervonta Tank Davis charges are dropped. What's next for him now? Right? Boss don't really talk about too much out of the ring stuff. You know? But if you lived under a rock, Gervonta Tank Davis charges are dropped. If you don't know, he got arrested, I think a couple of weeks ago or a month ago on domestic violence charges. But the female or his baby mama or child's mother respectfully declined to cooperate with the investigation, including the witness, right? I think which is her mom. So due to that, they are basically dropping all charges against Gervonta Tank Davis, right? So what's next for him, right? Now, it was a lot of people talking, a lot of people saying a lot of stuff. You know, they were saying a whole lot of stuff about Tank Davis. He sucks, you know, he's a B-word, he's a woman abuser, all this other stuff. I don't applaud any man putting their hands on a woman, right? Well, all I gotta say is we don't know the full details of what's going on. That's why I didn't really go ham on them, because you don't know. I've dated some girls, bro, back in the day, long time ago. When I dated some girls, bro, like, they take you there. They'll call you out your name, and I was quick. They called me Mr. Cut Off, because I used to cut girls off like a light switch. I'm telling you, man. I'll tell you this story real quick. Had one chick, bro, she was talking to me, and we talking. You know, she spoke out of term, out of context. She said some words she wasn't supposed to say. So next thing you know, I hung up the phone. She called back, no answer. By the next day, she called back. The number you called has been disconnected. Please hang up and try again. She showed up to my apartments. I'm like, who is this? Who is you? She showed up there with like 6 girls. What you got going on? You got a girl in here? Now, I could have reacted violently, because, the girl, like, pushed me and everything. She pushed me up. Right? I ain't do nothing. I was laughing the whole time. She causing a scene. I'm just sitting there laughing. She pushed me, laughing. Then she went up to try to slap me. I caught her hand. I said, that's one thing we're not going to do. One thing we not going to do is you ain't finna slap me. It's not going down. We not doing that. We ain't doing none of that foolishness. Go on do something else. Then she start crying. I don't understand. I just don't get it. Once she start crying, time to go in the house. We're in the house. So, and never talk to her again after that. So that's something Tank maybe need to learn to do. Is just walk away. I get it. Some of these chicks, they be tripping. That's why I teach my daughters how to have proper etiquette. Certain things that you can't say to a man, because every man reacts differently. I'm not approving of any man putting their hands on a woman. But what I'm saying is every man reacts differently. Every man, is not strong enough to just walk away from the situation. Right? I teach my little nephew, hey, bro, walk away. Don't put your hands on a woman. Don't do that. Right? So, hopefully Tank can learn. But like I said, I don't know the full scoop, the full story. What happened? She may have provoked him, right? Because that's stuff that don't be talked about, right? But I think that Tank he's going through growing pains in the public eye, right? There's a lot of men that go through situations like that, on the daily. He just a big star, so he going through it in the public eye. But who should he fight next? Lamar Roach. You know, Lamar Roach, I know he made a video talking about, hey, Tank's scared of me. You know, he don't want to fight and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, look. Tank, and he was like, I ain't heard from Tank. Tank probably wasn't reaching out to you because he didn't know what was going to happen with that case. Right? It's common sense. Why try to make a fight with you and then they come back and be like, you got to go to jail? So then, you know, you done invested all this money, you done got sparring partners, you done did this, and then they come back and say, hey, you got to go to jail. So he like, man, I need to see what's going on. I need to see what's going to happen with this, right? Once everything got dropped, don't be shocked that, you know, you might hear Tank and Lamar Roach, you know, fighting. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it be this year. Maybe it be the beginning of January. I don't know, right? All I'm saying is don't be shocked if you hear a Tank versus Lamar Roach. Now, there are other fights that Tank could fight, right? The one fight I don't want to see him fight is Manny Pacquiao, okay? I don't want to see that. I don't want to see Gervonta Tank Davis, Manny Pacquiao. Yeah, it's a big fight. Manny Pacquiao got a loyal fan base. Gervonta Tank Davis got a big fan base. You know, but I don't want to see Manny Pacquiao land on the ground. I don't want to see that. He's 46 years old, right? No. I don't want to see that, okay? So, I think Tank, some good matchups would be, of course, the Lamar Roach. I think Teofimo would be a good fight. Because I just want somebody black to beat the brakes off Teofimo. What other better person to do it than Gervonta Tank Davis? I would want to see that. You know what I mean? I would love to see that. I want to see Tank mollywop, beat the beans, rice, potatoes, patica todona, katana, the pico de gallo, all of that on the floor. I want to see, I want to see that on the floor. I ain't gonna lie to you. All right. Gary Antoine Russell, you know, at 140, I would like to see that. I mean, that's a dangerous fight, but I would love to see that. You know, a couple of fights at 40, you know, that, you know, Tank versus Rayo. I still like that fight, you know. Although I feel like he don't deserve this fight, Tank versus Shakur, right? Not gonna lie to you. I don't feel like he deserved it, but I didn't say Tank shouldn't fight him. I just said I don't feel like he deserved it, right? Because he kind of talked his way into the situation. He ain't really did anything. You know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of y'all gonna be mad. What do you mean? He ain't did nothing. He ain't did nothing. He the 3-division world champion. What other top champion did Shakur Stevenson beat to get those belts? Huh? I know somebody gonna say, Jamel Herring. Where's Jamel Herring at right now? Huh? And Shakur knows Jamel Herring. That's what gets me. Is Shakur know Jamel Herring? Oh no, I got a video for that. I'm gonna do that when I come out the gym. All I'm saying at the end of the day, keep your thoughts, keep it chill. Coming down working with Will is this. Tank got options, right? But his first option needs to be Lamar Roach. That needs to be his first option, his only option right now. If I'm Tank, that's my primary target. Lamar Roach. He been talking. He been going on this tour. You know, PBC just recently released a fight on yeah, I don't get out the car when white ladies walking in the gym. I'm sorry, I can't do it. PBC released the fight of him and Lamar Roach. And Lamar Roach, I believe, did a stream or something like that where he kind of commentated, you know, the fight. And, you know, he's still talking about, oh, I hit him. Y'all talk about I hit him. Man, all right, cool. You hit him. All right, whatever. But you didn't win that fight. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't understand, like, what the celebration and, you know, all the... I don't get it. You know, if anything, I wouldn't be celebrating a draw. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. I get it, like, you did A lot of people feel like you was going to get knocked out. I thought you was going to get knocked out. I'm not going to lie, but I did say, hey, dude a good fighter. He a good, skillful fighter. You know what I'm saying? I've seen him fight before, you know? So, like, before the Tank fight. So, like, I knew he was going to come with a set of skills that was going to pose an issue for Tank. But I thought Tank was going to get him, right? But it just Tank didn't get him. You know, Lamont Roach got a chin. And when you fight fighters like Lamont Roach, they got a chin, they got a jaw. You got to throw combination punches at them. You got to break them down, right? You can't throw singles. So Tank got to work on combination punching, right? He was throwing every shot hard. So every shot he's throwing that's hard, pause, Lamont Roach was able to brace for it. You know what I mean? Some stuff Lamont Roach was catching on the glove. He was doing a good job defensively, too. Being in line of fire, catching on the glove. But there were some shots that he got hit with that normally drop dudes. Lamont Roach was eating it. So what you got to do as a fighter in that situation, as a coach, you know, you got to get your guy to put combination punches together. You got to break a guy like Lamont Roach down, right? And that's what I feel like Tank going to try to do this fight. He's going to try to break Lamont Roach down, right? That's just what it is. I do think Tank can win the rematch, though. I don't know how, but I think he can win it. You know what I'm saying? Lamont Roach is very skillful. So I think Tank, he start putting combination punches together, you know, go to the body. I think that he can win the fight on points. You know what I'm saying? But after he get through with that, then it's on to the meat and potatoes. You know what I'm saying? You know, start getting these big fights. You know, the guys you were linked to, Teofimo. You know, I don't know. Devin Haney is at 47. He might have to fight him at a catch weight. You know what I'm saying? You know, but I think that, you know, it's one of those things that he got to get back to it, though. That's just what it is. He has to get back to it. He got to get back to, you know, getting back in the game of boxing and, you know, really pushing himself. You know what I mean? That's what it's about, you know. But Gervonta Tank Davis charges will drop. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that. Boss guy.